Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. You're on tswails.com, and this is your weather briefing for Wednesday evening. Right now I'm in the home studios looking out at mostly clear skies and a temperature that's hovering at 82 degrees. And the picture you're looking at there was taken by Paul Brooks of Muscatine, Iowa. This is our featured weather image of the day, and it shows a nice looking thunderstorm there. This was back on last Sunday down just to the south of Muscatine. And you can actually see the updraft there on the right-hand side of the picture. That's the lowering cloud base. And then off to the left, you've got your downdraft, and that's where there's the rain-cooled air that's associated with that part of the actual thunderstorm. So some good structure showing up there. Thanks to Paul for the picture. And remember, you can send your pictures to tswails.com, and hopefully yours will be selected as one of our feature weather images. Well, again, here's today's satellite imagery. This was taken about an hour ago, where you can see the clouds really increasing down to the south of us with a surge of moisture there. Also a bright band of clouds out over the high plains states, some concentrated moisture and energy there generating thunderstorms. And then what's a little hard to see is just a slight warm front that extends through Nebraska and into southwestern Iowa. And that has popped a couple of thunderstorms in southwest Iowa. There's just an outside chance that later on tonight one or two of those could sneak into eastern Iowa and maybe hang around into tomorrow morning, but it sure looks like they're going to be widely scattered and isolated, and I would not hang your hat on those coming in here, but at least a slight chance late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Now again, here's our jet stream pattern, and this is what it's going to look like as we get towards the weekend, and a major slug of energy is arriving over the western United States, and on the nose of that, the jet stream buckles and comes in from the south. And so that's bringing up plenty of Gulf of Mexico moisture and some warmer temperatures. And here's the temperature anomaly here as we get towards the end of the weekend, and where you see the darker reds, that's where the temps are anticipated to be the warmest. And it looks like we could see some readings of up to 5 degrees above normal right here in eastern Iowa and western Illinois late in the weekend and early next week. And that should put the temperatures up there pretty close to 90 degrees. Also, going to be a lot of moisture. You can expect to see plenty of humidity in this particular weather pattern. And what we're showing you here is the water vapor that's expected to be available for any showers and thunderstorms that might develop. And boy, you could just see the whole eastern United States full of moisture. Again, this is in the form of water vapor here, so if something has to trigger it or squeeze it out to generate showers and thunderstorms that would bring this down to the ground. But in any location that it does happen, the potential will be there in some thunderstorms for heavy rainfall of 1 inch or 2 inches in a short period of time, and that could lead to some concerns later on in our forecast, and we'll tell you why here in just a little bit. But meantime, with the heat and humidity in place, there's going to be some good chances for thunderstorms and some severe weather. It looks like the best crack of that happening around eastern Iowa or western Illinois is probably going to be on Monday. That's when the capes are expected to be around 4,500 to 5,000 joules in our immediate area. That's some big time instability there, so we'll be watching that closely for the potential of some strong storms then, and certainly some heavy rainfall that in spots could produce some flash flooding. That'll be a concern around many parts of the Midwest with all the rain that's occurred here in recent weeks. And what you're looking at here is also the 500 millibar jet stream jet max that's expected to pound into the Midwest by the time we get to Monday. And you can see right on the nose of it there where you got those purple colors in northwestern Iowa and Minnesota. That's where there's going to be some tremendous lift. And so I think this will generate some strong storms in that area, which will translate on to the south and east as we go into the end of the weekend and early next week. So that's the biggest concern as far as severe weather and the heavy rainfall threat goes. Speaking of the heavy rain threat that is still lurking out there, and what I'm showing you here is this afternoon's run off the GFS and how much precipitation it is forecasting. And notice that area just north of Interstate 80, running all the way from Chicago back to the Quad Cities, Des Moines, and Omaha. Anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain expected in that general corridor. Of course, the model has to be right here for that to actually pan out, but we do think that somewhere in this general range of Iowa, northern Illinois, maybe southern Minnesota, southwest Wisconsin, that potential exists for rainfall as high as this. And I'll take you in just a little bit closer here, and you can see one bullseye there of over 5 inches. Looks like that's pretty close to Marshalltown, Iowa. And so a lot of numbers in that range of 3, 4, maybe 5 inches all along that corridor I spoke of. So right now that's an area that needs to be watched closely as we dig into the upcoming weekend. This pattern also looks like it's going to stick around for a while here. The overall wetness seems to be locked in place, and you're looking at the 45-day precipitation forecast here. This is off the CFS V2. It's a long-range model, and you can see that it is indicating plenty of rainfall all across the nation's midsection, above normal amounts. And as far as temperatures go, it's also showing readings pretty much through the month of July, averaging a few degrees below normal. So that's not a bad thing. If you're going to have below normal temperatures, July is definitely the month to have them. And I would expect probably readings to run anywhere from 3, maybe 2 to 3 degrees below what's typical if the models verify. But overall, I am seeing strong signs that they are probably onto the right track. And speaking of that cooler weather, once again, this is the jet stream pattern for July 2nd. So the storm that's going to come in here over the weekend starts to move off to the east and digs a little trough and northwest flow into the Midwest, and that'll send in some cooler temperatures. And look at how the readings drop off here by the time we get to July 2nd. Some real cool air in place. This is the temperature anomalies, and you can see that readings are 5 to perhaps 8 degrees below what's typical. So that might bring us a pretty good 4th of July forecast here with readings right around the 80 degrees, much lower humidities, and partly sunny skies. And I'll take you quickly here to the 7-day forecast, and you can see here how the GFS trends temperatures warmer over the next few days. I think these may actually be a couple degrees below normal in spots, but there's certainly going to be plenty of humidity, attending temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, and a daily chance of showers and thunderstorms starting Friday and continuing into Tuesday. And things dry out then finally by next Wednesday, just in time for the 4th of July, and we'll also get some much lower humidities back in the Midwest for a couple of days. That's your weather briefing for tonight. Thanks for visiting us here on tswails.com, and as always, roll weather.